Welcome to my short series where I make fun of your ships. It seems I will never stop these series. Thank you all for letting me know that you like this with a like on the videos. Let's cut to the chase. Royal Rebels wants us to look at. There are ships in EVE that command authority, and there are ships that radiate raw power. And then there's the Phantasm, a ship that shows up to the fight already posing for the victory photos. This Sansha Nation cruiser doesn't just exist, it flexes. The Phantasm isn't here to be humble. The Phantasm is not here to fight fair. The Phantasm is here to style on you so hard that your insurance claims get denied out of sheer embarrassment. If the Phantasm had a motto, it would be speed, power, arrogance. Get good or get vaporized. So let's talk about why the Phantasm looks like it was built for illegal street racing and aggressive stunting. The first thing we notice about the Phantasm is that it looks like it was designed by ship engineers who moonlights as concept artists for hypercars. The front is sharp, sleek and aerodynamic, which is completely useless in space, but damn does it look good. The middle section flares outwards, giving it the stance of a sprinter who's just waiting for the gun to go off. The back is oversized and covered in glowing bits, because you don't buy a ship like this unless you want people to stare. The ship doesn't believe in subtlety, the ship doesn't care about utilities. This ship was designed purely to make every other ship feel self-conscious. If the Phantasm was a car, it would be a custom-wrapped Lamborghini with underglow, spinning rims and a sound system so loud it actually violates interstellar law. The front of the Phantasm is shaped like a hunting knife that just realized how sharp it is. The nose is long and pointed, designed to cut through space like a hot knife through butter, or like a rich kid cutting the line at the nightclub. The cockpit is barely noticeable, because who needs visibility when you have overconfidence? The whole front leans forward slightly, like it's just waiting for an excuse to attack. The ship doesn't look like a warship. The ship does look like a pirate vessel. It also looks like a spaceship that just stole your girl and your wallet in the last parking spot in Jeddah. If the Phantasm was a guy, it would be leaning against your car, smoking a cigarette and calling you champ in a way that somehow makes you furious. Sansha Nation ships do not do armor. Armor is for people who get hit. The Phantasm hull is sleek, smooth and disturbingly unarmored because it has zero intention of standing still long enough to be shot. The plating has a glossy, polished finish because Sansha Nation believe that if your enemies can't see their own reflection in your hull, you're doing it wrong. The ship is covered in weird glowing energy patterns because if you're gonna fly like a show-off, you might as well glow like one too. The ship doesn't rely on toughness. The ship relies on raw, unapologetic speed. If the Phantasm was an animal, it would be a panther made out of neon lights that only hunts when the camera crew is watching. The Phantasm has small wings. They do not help with aerodynamics because this is space and aerodynamics are a joke. They don't house weapons because why would they? Weapons are for nerds. They just exist. Because Sansha engineers decided that cool is a valid design philosophy. Wings are not practical, wings are not efficient. Wings are the spaceship equivalent of a dude who wears sunglasses indoors. If the Phantasm was a person, these wings would be the equivalent of rolling up in a convertible just to get out and tell you that you parked wrong. The Phantasm is fast, and not just regular fast. We're talking, your lock-on timer expired before you finish blinking fast. The thrusters are oversized and angled aggressively, like they were designed by someone who only cares about going forwards and never backwards. It moves like a caffeine-addicted speed demon that just saw the yellow light at the intersection and refuses to let it win. It turns so smoothly that it makes other ships look like they're flying through molasses. If the Phantasm was a crime, it would be drag racing, but in deep space, and the cops just gave up trying to chase it. The Phantasm doesn't brawl. The Phantasm doesn't fight fair. The Phantasm exists to show up, do an absurdly ridiculous amount of damage and disappear before everyone figured out what happened. This is a high-speed, high-damage laser boat that evaporates targets while looking cool as hell. It has built-in afterburner bonus because Sansha engineers don't believe in brakes. It flies circles around most ships, making them look like old farm equipment in comparison. If the Phantasm was a villain, it would hit you in the face, backflip over a fence, and still be talking trash as it vanished into the night. If the ship had crew members, what would the inside of a Phantasm look like? The lighting would be dim, moody, slightly ominous. The walls would glow faintly, just to remind you that you're inside something expensive. There's definitely a hidden bar somewhere, stocked exclusively with drinks you can't afford. No one actually owns a Phantasm. If you're flying this ship, you own 3 pairs of leather boots and have at least 1 criminal record. If the Phantasm was a house, it would be a penthouse suite with tinted windows, expensive furniture, and at least 1 illegal poker game happening at all times. At this point, we're all wondering, why does the Phantasm look like a haunted sports car with a grudge? The answer? Because Sansha Nation doesn't care about normal designs. They don't build ships for utility or defenses, they just build ships that flex on you by existing, and in that respect, they of course, absolutely nailed it. The Phantasm isn't here to play fair. The Phantasm isn't here to take its time. The Phantasm is here to ruin your day, make it look easy, and then vanish in a blur of neon lights and arrogance. If the Cinnaball is a space hot rod, and the Thorax is the flying space dong, then the Phantasm is an exotic supercar that rev its engine just to make sure it's better than you. Long live the glamorous space outlaw. And that, my friends, makes it one of the ugliest ships in Eve. Like the video if you want more, subscribe, where I will talk trash about the ships that you fly, and hopefully I will see you guys again.